Alright, kids are upstairs sleeping. 10:15. Saturday, October 28th. Nah, I'm just bored. And a bunch of games on here to play. I'm just on the mood. I'm sick of watching stuff. I'm just sitting in my computer. So if I got nothing else to do, I might as well just talk some more on here. And not really getting that many views. So I guess there's which, I mean, I don't know, I just, anybody watching, it'd be cool to get some input, you know, what you think of this, or, you know, you don't have to like or dislike and all this shit, just, you know, if you don't like it, if you don't like these videos, or if you like them, just leave a comment and just, you know, what you don't like about it, or what you liked about it, or constructive feedback, what I could do better, anything, I don't care, which probably won't be at all, since all my subscribers are pretty much from all my motorcycle videos. So that's all I was doing until the past. No, I uploaded gaming videos all this year, not all the time, but it's like, I think I gained maybe a couple from the gaming videos. I mean, what can I do? I mean, the few I watch are entertaining, like frickin' Delirious and Homewrecker and shit like that. It's like, they got their own little shindig, their own little group, you know, and they play all the games together, and they're quite entertaining. And I'm actually quite jealous of that. So, you know, seems like a cool crew to, like, you know, jump in there on there with them and shit like that, but as many subscribers and views they get, it's like, get in line. The line is fucking long. But whoever's watching this, just leave your feedback, you know, because honestly it's been helping me quite a lot, so I'm getting a decent amount from it, like personally. I'm not talking about anything else. For that last video, last thing I talked about was cars. Sorry, my freaking throat's itchy. Wife's at work. She's sick as a dog. She just started Thursday. The kids are upstairs sleeping. Which I put my oldest in my room. I left the door open, so he might come down. Hopefully he doesn't take his diaper off. Or else I'm going to have to keep him out of the room here. I started this with no direction in mind, and I hope this is bright enough, just with the light in there and with the computer here. I know the lighting sucks upstairs, and honestly, I don't have any lamps. We had one good, I mean, we don't need any more than the ceiling lights. We had one in here because there is no ceiling light in here. And of course, oh, I don't know, all three of them broke the light, or the lamp. So, I got nothing else right now. And the kitty trying to get in. They messed around with it so much, the wire got cut right inside the light, like right there where I can't solder it back together and electrical tape it. I can't repair it. So back in my teens, one story I wanted to tell. We all grew up in Plymouth. All still living in Plymouth. What were we, like 15, 16? No, we were about 16, 17. And, you know, take whatever car we can get. And cruise the Ave. You know, what else are you gonna do? You know, you go riding around, trying to pick up girls, showing off, racing, hanging out. Just as much as we did it, we sure as hell did a lot of complaining about other people doing it too. It was getting old, but there was absolutely nothing else to do. But I wasn't with them, and all my so-called friends I've been talking about met a group of girls from the local area where I'm living in now and working in. A few towns up, probably about half hour north where we were living at the time. And our buddy Mikey ended up hooking up in a relationship with one girl, another friend with another girl. I think that was it. And so we all just started hanging out with them all the time. I remember there was this one girl, one of their friends I tried hooking up with. Oh, she was a stuck-up freaking bitch. I forget her name. I think her dad was like a doctor or some shit like that. But she wouldn't bother with me. I wouldn't either back then. Shit. No, you know, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk down on myself like that. But I remember I'd call her on the phone a few times. And I just stopped bothering. Remember one time we had a party at Mikey's girlfriend's house. Jello shots and liquor, beer, you name it. It was, I forget who all was there. There was like 8 of us. And I remember she showed up with her new boyfriend. And of course, what'd she show up in? What the hell was it? Like a white and blue 75 Trans Am. It was something like that. It wasn't the Smokey the Bandit year, it was an older one than that. I know it wasn't a 74 because they only made 2,000 of some of those. I just remember thinking, what a freaking scumbag. Back then and still now, I just hate people who just, I don't know. It's like he shows up and he's acting all fucking showing off and shit. It's like, you're only a kid and it's not even your car, it's your parents. And it was just not my scene. Remember, that was a fun night after that, though. What the hell what the hell was the one liquor we had? Oh, it was really good, too. Shit. That's why I like doing this. Like, I wasn't even really thinking about the party or anything, and all of a sudden it just gets in my head. Shit, we had... What the hell was... No. There was some kind of flavored shit. It wasn't Zima. It wasn't any kind of... I don't even think Zima was around yet or popular. It wasn't wine coolers. It wasn't really hard liquor. Oh, I can't remember what the hell it was. It was berry, something berry. Yeah, it was really good. I'm not sure if her parents were home or not. We all got shit-faced. There's a wheelchair in the basement. We were down there playing with that. And there's a freaking sword down there. And we're swinging that around. A real sword. It's just heavy as hell, too. But after that, it was like, Mikey and his new girlfriend was like inseparable. When you're just a freaking teenager, it's like, yo, man, you're messing up the boys. You're breaking the crew up, And so it sucked. I remember hanging out with the other friends and shit like that. I remember one time I made an observational statement in front of the wrong people. In front of the wrong so-called friends. Back then, Mikey's girlfriend used to put on so much cover-up. Well, that's what it looked at the time. She literally looked like she had a rubber face. I said it just like that. I just made an observational statement around the wrong people. And then those wrong people, they started making a joke about it. Honestly, I don't remember ever saying anything after that. I forget how much later, how long after that it was. I think I had my Trans Am at the time, or my Firebird, or I don't know what the hell I was driving. Eventually got back to Mikey. I pulled. Did I pull in the Turkey Hill, or I forget what it was. It was in front of Turkey Hill happened. He gets up in my face, and he says something like, "Oh, you talking shit on my girl?" Saying she got a rubber face, or I forget what the hell he said exactly. But he was just up my face, just being a fucking total dick. And where he freaking pushed me. Sometimes the fight just happens, you know. Usually shit like that, it's just a pushing contest. He just pushed me and I just freaking railed him. And honestly, I think that was like the only punch that landed either of us. Because after that, the way he fights, he's a freaking, they call it grappling now. I call it freaking pussy fighting. Me, I'm more of a stand toe to toe and kick each other's ass type of fighter. Him, he freaking, you know, tried wrestling me to the ground. Eventually did. I was on my back, wrapped my legs around him, and I grabbed his arm. I grabbed his wrist like this, both hands, so he couldn't hit me either. I'm not gonna lay there and let him beat my ass. Eventually he got off and I left, and that was that. Remember the next day I went up there and I think I apologized, or I don't know, it was cool. Oh, got a freaking crack on the side of my lip. But type of person is what his girlfriend was at the time. Years later, probably about 7 years later or something like that, we're all at the bar and we never seen eye to eye again after that. She brings it up again, almost a decade later. I remember that clear as day, her bringing it up again. The reason I'm talking about this is it's funny. I initially, all I did was say an observational statement. That was it. And it went around. My other so-called friends made it a freaking joke. They get us into a fight. I'm the bad guy. It was actually pretty much specifically one friend that made it into a joke. He's the one who made it a joke. He's the one who was always constantly saying it. And well, years later, they end up getting married. Actually, I think she lost her virginity to him too. I mean, props for them. I mean, they went and got married. They've been together since they were freaking, what, 16, 17, something like that. So they've been together 15 years. And she's never liked me after that. Never. It's funny. On Facebook, I sent her friend requests, I think twice. Big period of time in between. And she never accepted it. I think one got declined, the first one probably. But I think it was her who sent my wife a friend request. I mean, it's just Facebook, but that's like a big fuck you right in your face. Like, the fuck? You could have, you know, bother with my wife online, but you won't bother with me. It's like, you met my wife once, maybe twice. What? But yeah, the friend that actually did make it a joke and was really making fun of her out of my observational statement, I don't know if he still is. He used to go up there all the time, go to their house and just mooch and just loaf around. They were all buddies. Oh, cat's wanting to come in. I just find that hilarious. It's like, oh, I was a freaking bad apple and the unwanted one of the group, and they're all the rotten apples. Yeah, to this day, she really doesn't like me. Yeah, I was even delivering their mail every now and then when I'd fill in on the route they live on. Yeah, it must be nice too. Their freaking parents bought them or what was it, her aunt gave them a house or left them a house or something like that, and her parents went and completely remodeled the place or something like that. It must be nice. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't associate with them at all anymore. Well, actually, the other friend that hooked up with one of their friends, she used to live on the route I deliver to now. Her parents still live there, and it's funny. She recently moved back home on my route, and I think I spoke to her for maybe 3 minutes when she was out for a walk with her dad shortly after first moving back. After that, a few waves when they're driving by. I never had a problem with her, but it's been at least a month, at least. Never comes out to bullshit, you know. It's like, hey, one of the old, at least associates, isn't that your mailman? And like, she went and dug up. She only told me this because she was sitting on the porch once. I was delivering the mail, and she's like, yeah, I dug up a old picture of you guys. I guess it was me, Mikey, Sean, a bunch of the old crew. Got a picture at her house once. And it's like, you deliver your mail 5 days a week. You can never come out and shoot the shit house, How you been? Or none? Then again, I was always like that with them. They never wanted to really bother with me. Even on freaking social media when it came around. No. Actually, same thing with school. Everybody I went to school with on social media now, it's still the same bunch of douchebags grouping with the same bunch of douchebags they were back then. And like me, it's like, none of them bother with me online or anything that I used to go to school with. None of them. It's just like, times might change, but people do not. Times might change, but douchebags do not. They don't fucking learn. Yeah, I will call every single one of them fucking pieces of shit douchebags. Everybody from school, everybody considered a friend growing up. I was too ignorant and stupid to realize. Nothing, honestly, nothing has ever changed with them between then and now. They're still the same. Yeah. However, speaking of shit like situations like that, I remember 7th grade is when I started skipping school. Or walking out of school. Walking out was a lot more fun than skipping. Time my nose itchy. Going to school, go to whatever class you want, and just take off out the door, run down the street. See, that's why I love this. I just a memory a memory I haven't something I haven't thought of since in middle school. Elementary school where I went was kindergarten through 5th grade. Middle school was 6th, 7th, and 8th. High school was 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, I haven't fucking thought of this since then, since middle school. My buddy Brian, he was really never really a straight up dick to me. But he's the one who got me skipping school. I skipped school all the time, but one thing I remember, walking down the hall, and I'd see him, say I turn a corner, I look down the hall, and there he is. He's walking towards me, I'm walking towards him, just walking. We get at each other. We going? Yeah, let's go. Just like that. Okay. Turn around, walk down the steps, boom, out the door, run straight down the street to the freaking train tracks. Every time, we wouldn't even be looking for each other. We just run into each other in the hallway and just be like, are we going? Let's go. There'd be no discussion, no thought about it, just let's go. Oh, the best time. You're in school suspension. There's a fire drill. We didn't say anything to each other. We're both in there. Go out the doors, in line. And the sidewalk that went around the school was about 30 yards away from the school all the way around. Went out the door. The corner sidewalk coincided with the street. Go out the one exit, and the sidewalk went diagonally right to the corner. So we're walking. He's in front of me. We get to the corner. He goes. I go. Just take off. Oh man, I haven't remembered that since freaking middle school. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. We'd always try to catch the train, try to jump the back of it and get a free ride over close to town where we live. We never did though. We were too busy putting coins on the train tracks. They'd run it over, we'd pick it up, and we could never catch the train. We could never catch it after that. I remember I was always in my brother's Pittsburgh Steelers starter jacket, the pullover with the big pouch and pocket in the front. He always had an Indian one. I think it was like college football or something like that. Had a big Indian on the back. It wasn't Redskins. It wasn't NFL or anything. I forget what the hell it was. It was a dark red. It wasn't burgundy. It was just dark red with a big Indian on the back. I'm not into sports since frickin' the early 90s, so I don't remember. I couldn't tell what the hell it is. What? I remember it was cold. I was always, sitting down, warming up, crawling into our frickin' jackets. And one time we walked down, we were just walking around Edwardsville. Just walking around, dicking around, whatever. Walking around the old West Side Mall. That's where you used to always go skip school, in the West Side Mall. It was just dead. And I remember we found a almost full pack of Red Man chewing tobacco. And then we went over William. I can use last names. We went over Will's house. He was homesick. And we used his bathroom. And then it's funny. We were leaving, and then I left the chewing tobacco up on his toilet. I said, "Hey, go upstairs. I left the present for you." Not shit. When he went up to get it, we raided his fridge and stole frickin' a whole shitload of his dad's beer. I remember we were sitting in a little wooded area that was right by some old unused railroad tracks. And it was, about a mile, maybe a mile from, no, about half a mile from school. We got drunk. Yeah, the pouches, that's the pouches came behind it. We took all the beers and put them in the pouches. We got drunk. We went back to school right when they were letting down. We got on the bus and got a ride home. I remember one time, man, what the hell was I? It was 7th grade. That's when I smoked weed. 7th, I don't forget what age I was. It's when I first started. I remember my first and only time I ever bought it. Of course, his excuse, the first time you buy it, you always got to get screwed. He got it for me off his buddy. It was supposed to be 215 bags. Well, I didn't know. He said it was vacuum sealed or some shit like that. It was just a little baggie. He gave him 215 bags to give to me, but Ryan only gave me one. And that was at we were at Guys and Dolls Billiards when it was by the Valley Mall, and it was right next to Blockbuster, which both are the Guys and Dolls actually moved across the street, and Blockbuster's obviously gone. Now half of it is a medical walk-in facility, and the other side's a Family Dollar. I remember we were out back, the back parking lot where nobody goes. We were back there smoking up. car coming, and I took it out of the low bag and I put it in the bottom freaking plastic of a cigarette pack, and I see a car come, so I just dropped that on the ground right next to me. The car went past. Could never find that freaking baggie. Never found it. The next day, me and Brian skipped school again. We walked out, and those train tracks where we were drinking at, we were walking along those going north, opposite of where we lived. And as we're walking, you know, he got a little bit of weed, and we were smoking up and shit like that. And then he finally told me that was my other half that we were smoking, that he had. That's when he said, oh, you know, everybody's got to get screwed on their first time. But you know what? I didn't mind exactly what he said. Who cares? We're both smoking it. We smoked it all. We'd have been doing that even if I had it. Even if he didn't screw me over, we would have been doing that. I didn't care. Yeah, on that subject. Yeah, that was the only time I ever bought weed. The other times we got it, either somebody else had it, or Mikey, he used to live next door to his grandmother and his uncles and shit like that. And his uncles were big potheads. And there was a door that went between the houses upstairs. When his uncle would leave, he'd sneak over and steal the stash. I mean, he would literally steal he would have probably an ounce at a time. A few times he'd take it. We never had a bowl of our own. We just usually made it out of tin foil or used a can. Or we'd always go up the back in the baseball field in the old rundown announcers building. We'd be there getting high and shit, smoking up. Yeah, more fucking bullying. Remember, went to Brian's house, and they'd always try fucking with me when we get high and shit like that. Try to get me to bug out. Or fucking Tony. It's these kind of assholes I grew up with. I mean, we get high, and out of nowhere he just starts physically fucking picking on me. You know, you fucking... They push me over a couch and shit like that, and just bullying the shit out of me. Which, I mean, I regret letting it happen so fucking bad. I mean, I was such a little punk bitch. Just from all the shit everybody fucking did to me, I was just such a punk bitch. I never fucking fought back, really. I just fucking took it like a freaking bitch, and that just made people do it more, and more people do it. Shit like that. Even then, these fucking scumbags. But, the worst time I ever smoked, I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know what was in it, what kind it was, I have no idea. We were on the other side of the field at the back. And there was giant sewer drain there. I mean, it was just a big cement freaking. I mean, you'd have to see it to be able to understand the thing. I mean, explaining it wouldn't be enough. And there was like, like right on the other side of the field, there's a path. And on the other side of that, there was, I don't know why the hell there, I don't. Other than maybe the flood protection. That's the only thing I could think of for them to even be there. Maybe there was cement that went up to about 3 feet. Started out like this on one side and went up, over, and then slanted down like 3 feet high. And probably went for about 20 yards. On the one side it was just a big cement wall. I'd have to friggin' take a video of this shit, but I haven't walked up there in years. We're just sitting there. We're sitting on top of the wall, smoking up. It was me, Tony, and Tony's sister. I don't know if Brian was there. I know we went to his house after. I think he might have been there. But we're just sitting on this wall, legs dangling, and I was doing that at least. I'm smoking up. Out of nowhere, I start freaking out. I mean, I'm looking down, all of a sudden the ground just went whoop. I mean, it just went far away. I start bugging out. Of course, I'm not going to say it out loud because then they would fuck with me more. They would make it worse. So that we go to Brian's house, I'm hanging out there, and I forget what excuse I used, but I went home, and yeah, and on top of the wall, zooming out, and I started having fucking blackouts. Like, I'd just be sitting there, and it'd be like, just like as if I just woke up. Like, as if you were nodding off, and you just abruptly woke up. It's hard to describe, but that's why I went home, and the whole way home, I had that constantly and tunnel vision. Where, like, literally, it was just like this, just all you could see. I couldn't see anything around me. It was just tunnel vision, literally. The whole way home, which was only half a mile, but that was when I really stopped. I think I smoked up maybe 2, 3, or 4 times after that, and that was it. That was just a bad experience, and I always found it boring anyway. I mean, I had fun doing it with my friends, but, just doing something together, but, I mean, getting high, I mean, it was just boring. I mean, would I sit here and get high and just, I don't know, I just found it boring as hell. Yeah, it's back to skipping school. I used to skip school all the time in 8th grade. Everybody, myself, I just walk out. I actually failed 8th grade. My mom had to sign me to pass. That was funny. In the school year, me and my mom got called up, and they're just like, your son failed this year, but you could sign the paper so he goes to 9th grade, goes to high school. So she's all like, you're gonna keep skipping school? I'm like, no, freaking out. So she signed me to go to 9th grade. In ninth grade, I did the same thing. I failed 9. I think I went to maybe the first full week of ninth grade. After that, I never went to a full day ever. Failed the first year. Always down. Everybody would skip school, and we'd go down to the old Breslow Bridge. Old abandoned bridge. Not a train bridge, it's a regular cement and steel car bridge. We'd go down there, climb down onto the pillars, or just hang out. I mean, there was always, majority of the time, there was always other people there skipping school. Always down there. I remember George, that guy, that kid, back then, he was a kid, he's fucking nuts. I mean, anybody with a cement, with an old cement steel freaking car bridge knows, the pillars that just go up over the bridge all the way over. He would climb all the way up to one pillar, all the way to the top, and then he would run across it. See, if he fell, he was dead, no matter what. If he landed on the cement, he was dead. Then in the water, forget about it. Crazy bastards. Yeah, I didn't pass ninth grade until I went to St. Mike's. I got into 10th. Then I transferred to Tech. And then I started walking out and skipping school again. That's when on my 17th birthday I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna drop out. So I never graduated. I'm not stupid either. How the way people are acting nowadays, even freaking their spelling and this internet shit. You read some of this stuff and you're just like, it's like, what? How the hell? It's like, some of this shit, it's like, did they ever pay attention to English class and language arts? It's like half the shit people get wrong, you learn that shit in elementary school. But I remember the Pennsylvania Career League place was having free GED classes. I took them up on that. I took the pre-test. I just had to take a week of classes to refresh myself on percentages and fractions. That was it. It was in, the summer of 2000 or something like that, right after my class my class graduated, right when I would have graduated. Class of 2000. So I got my GED. I never went to college or nothing. I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. Who the fuck, I mean, when you ain't got no direction, you ain't got no parents or anybody to give you any direction, you're just gonna be fucking spin around. I'm gonna let those cats in. Hi, Snuggles. This is Tanker. This is my kitty. Right, Tank? He's a tank because he used to not be afraid of anything. Isn't that right, Tank? And then my other cat, as a kitten, that's all he used to do was snuggle. So I named him Snuggles. Guess what he doesn't do anymore? He does not snuggle. Come here, Snuggles. Tank's jealous because I'm like, oh, come here, Snuggles. Tank can't come over. Yep, there goes Tank. Better move my shit because I already know he's gonna jump up on my desk. Oh. Yeah, got my GED. Was that before? I don't know if that was before or after I started working at the thrift store. I remember that time period. Yeah, back talking about the getting put in St. Michael's school that period of time. I better not be catching this shit my wife got. We moved from the house. We moved from the house I grew up in down to my Gram's on the other side of town so she doesn't go in a nursing home. And see, up on the desk he goes. David, you're distracting me. Yeah, so we were living down there. That sucked at first. My grandma's still old-fashioned. I couldn't touch anything in the room. She had these freaking dolls with porcelain heads and shit like that on the dresser, and I wasn't allowed to touch them. Every time I'd move them, put them in her room, she'd yell at me. Actually, I remember coming home from St. Mike's for Christmas for 5 days. I remember that's when I got a PlayStation 1 and Final Fantasy 7. I remember just sitting in that room playing that game. Man, those were good times when everything was normal. I mean, just home life was normal. I mean, they actually gave a shit when I wasn't there. You know, I get locked up, and that's when they give a shit. Because I remember I would come home for home passes every other weekend, and then family visits every other Sunday when I wasn't home. Every single visit I would get a large Domino's pie with pepperoni, a bag of chocolate raisins, and a bag of blow pops. Every single visit. But you weren't supposed to have candy or anything else then up at St. Mike's, but when you actually behave, you get special privileges, especially when you can be trusted. downloading that Wolfenstein 2. Plus I can look at it, it's great. It's freaking downloading quite slowly. What's that, 40? 42 gigabytes. Like 28%. But I'd give them to the staff and shit like that. Give them out to other kids there and shit. Never had a problem. Oh, real quick, one thing that's funny. Was it the first time I was in the detention center or the second? First time. Even then, people knew the people there knew they could trust me. They had me walking around that building cleaning up like a janitor, replacing bulbs in the exit signs and shit like that. I remember I took the garbage out. I went out the one door. There was only a one way out. I go take the garbage out. I'm trying to get back in. There's no knob, no handle, no nothing. It's just a flat door. Here I am in my LCJDC. Or no, that was the early one. LCDC. That's what Luzerne County Detention Facility. Or wait, shit, what the hell was it? No, that would be LCDF. It was LCDC. That was the last C4. I forget, but there I am in my blue jeans with the bleached out letters. They just take bleach and they write the letters on there, and freaking, I forget what color shirts they had. I get locked out. I'm banging on the fucking door to get back in. Who else could lock themselves out of jail? It was juvie, but I mean, it was still jail. One of the head guys opened the door and he started laughing at me. Like one of the top guys running the detention center. He opens the door and he starts laughing at me. He's like, "You're not supposed to try to get back in?" He was laughing at me, man. That was, oh my god, I started freaking out at first, but afterwards, that was pretty funny. That's one of my most funniest childhood memories. Locking myself. I think he said, I don't know anybody who's ever done that. I locked myself out of jail. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, went and there's a back side door. Walked out. Walked about 10 yards over the freaking garbage bins, threw the garbage out, turn around, walked back, and I didn't realize there was no way back in. So there I am. Boom, boom, boom. That's why I love doing this. It's just, everything's just shit. Just things coming back. Just like Brandon Lee said in the Crow interview. I think it was before or during, I forget when he did that interview, talking about how many times are you gonna, like, people taking advantage of their life and how short it is, and talking like how many times you can enjoy watching a sunrise or a sunset, or how many times you can remember a memory from your childhood, maybe 3 or 4, maybe not even that, or something like that. He was saying. I haven't watched that video in a while. The Crow's my favorite movie. All of them are. So I mean, that pops in my head. That speech he was given, what he said, every single time I remember stuff like this and doing this, remembering it all. Like, I haven't remembered this kind of stuff in over a decade. Probably over 2. No. Who the hell's that? I hope Joey's not getting up. Yeah, come down here. But yeah, I remember somewhere. Well, living on flat, we're living down my gram. I forget why. I think she kicked me out twice. My gram did. I went and moved in with my brother over in Wilkes-Barre, across the river in a few towns. I think it was once or twice. I was over there so much, I can't remember. I know it was definitely once. Nah, whatever. But that was, oh my god, that was definitely the place to be at that age. Had my Trans Am, had a full-time job. That's actually where my Trans Am first got repossessed too. But I was always over there, even when I wasn't living there. Yeah, she kicked me out. I lived there, and even then, like I keep saying about not taking responsibility for shit because other people don't teach me. Same thing with telling whatever audience is watching this, like, you can't be held responsible if nobody teaches you. You got to teach others what you know, and so on. I remember I moved in. There was 4 of us. So there's 3 of them at first, and I moved in. They never explained to me the dynamics and all this, everything you need to know about being independent, living with other people, and paying your portion, paying the rent and the bills and responsibilities. I remember living there for like a month. Something like that. I don't know. At least a month I was living there. I was over there so much I can't remember. And when I didn't live there, I was over there all the time. But I just remember pretty much being a freeloader. I mean, yeah, I'd buy instead of garbage stickers, you buy, garbage bags. But I think they were like blue bags with Wilkes-Barre, PA garbage on it. I'd clean up, I'd buy some food, stuff like that, but I never helped out with the bills or the rent. It's like, I was working. It's like, all you gotta do is explain this shit to me. That's why I think one of his one friend, my brother's one friend, Ian, that's why I think he really didn't ever like me being over there. He never acted like he gave a shit if for me being there or not. He just, I don't know, I just didn't get a good vibe from him. I remember I was playing Diablo 2 all the time, back on dial-up. we only had one phone line, I'd always have it tied up. Oh my God, Ian, he bitched about me so fucking much. Always being on the internet and always tying up the phone line. My brother always bitching at me and shit. It's always how it is, bitching. Always complaining. Honestly, I don't ever remember anybody in a situation like that. I don't remember them ever sitting me down and talking normally to me. Hey, don't be doing this because of this, don't be on the computer all day because, people are calling. I think he said, no, he didn't put it like that. He just said people are trying to call and they can't get through. But he didn't say it in a nice, normal manner. He's freaking pissed, my brother. And, just saying, hey, you're tying up the phone all day. People have to call. Important shit. It's like you're being, that's very rude to other people in the house. Just explaining why not to do it. I don't know, I think he explained it somewhat normal, somewhat. I just didn't care, I don't remember. I remember him bitching too. I don't know. Yeah, they'd always have parties there. Oh, that place was awesome. Half a double. Ladies next door were fucking cool. The girls that lived next door were cool as hell. Let's see, it's almost done. Yeah, no, it doesn't show any status of the freaking battery. Yeah, that'll die pretty soon. Maybe within a half an hour. I forget when I started that. 10 or 10:30. It's been at least an hour. But remember the half a double. Cool chicks live next door. I always got along with them too. They were always upbeat, just happy, just easygoing girls. And it was walk into the living room. Or actually, well, there really wasn't anything. I mean, at first it was three guys that were in their early 20s. One moved out. No, was it 4? Initially 4, I think. Then one moved out, and then it was 3, and then back to 4 with me. I mean, you walk in, you're in one room, which I guess you could call it the living room or dining room, whatever. Fucking huge, just twice the size of this room. Next room, just as big, a little smaller for the stairs that go upstairs. Kitchen was a little small, but a normal kitchen size. No, it was perfectly laid out. You walk in the door to the kitchen on the right, and it's the whole, from the back wall, right in the middle of it, back, this counter space, in the corner with a window there was a sink. Oh wait, I'm trying to picture it in my head. I think the sink was in the corner. I think there was more counter space all along the wall, the side wall, or the sink was in the middle of that, and then you walk in, right on your right was the stove, and then your left whole opening there was out of the way was the table, so it was like just this whole open area, because the table was off to the side, and there was a bathroom down there. Walk out the back door, enclosed back porch, carpeted. Walk off the back porch, large deck, big barbecue grill, in-ground swimming pool. Making noise up there or somebody next door. Second floor. Walk up the steps. To your left was the master bedroom. It was rather large, with a small balcony, high tank. Middle, and then next to that was the downstairs bathroom was just a bathroom, no shower, not just a shitter, just a toilet and a sink. Upstairs bathroom, big ass freaking counter, big sink, big mirror, shower, toilet. Next to that was a smaller, the smallest bedroom, and then at the end of the hall, medium-sized bedroom. And next, get the fuck out of here. Watch how I'm trying to do something. Gets in the way. Then next to the medium bedroom was the stairs to go to the attic. 3 rooms up in the attic. One was redone. Already had carpeting, just needed to be painted. Which Ian's brother did that. He did a good, nice, sweet job of it, because I was up. Because that was my room when I moved in. Yeah, he moved out. He moved out, and then later on I moved in and went in that room. So yeah, I mean, I don't think. Yeah, the other 2 rooms just needed paint. I think paint and carpeting, and it could have had 6 fucking bedrooms. The cellar, completely redone. I mean, it wasn't really a cellar. It was just like the guy's room. That was the living room. That's where the couch was, all the furniture. That's where the TV was. And there was a bar down there too. All that, $500 a month. That was it. $500 a month. I mean, that was, yeah, back in 2000 and 2001, but damn. Used to go over there partying and swimming and hanging out with girls all the freaking time over there. Let's see. I remember the one girl was my brother's roommate's sister. Used to always come over. She was, I forget where she was going to school. State College, Pennsylvania. Sorry, yeah, the freaking sound's annoying. And she was in for the summertime. We were getting drunk, hanging out all the time, just good friends. Making out, shit like that. She never wanted a relationship. Every time I asked her, it was like, no, because she was going back to school. Which was full of shit. Because I think it was like 2 months after that, when I just pretty much gave up on bothering with her, and she didn't really come around all the time like she used to. All of a sudden, she shows up with a new boyfriend. It's like, that was pretty much the end of associating with her at all. It was like, you don't have the balls just to freaking say you just want to be friends. Because, I mean, we were good friends. We were going out to eat, out to the movies, to the circus together, shit like that. We were just good friends. That's all she had to say. She wanted to just be good friends. And here she shows up with a new boyfriend and shit like that. And it's like, what? You tell me you don't have time, and then you... So, pretty much right after I knew it wasn't going nowhere with her, my brother got a new girlfriend, and then his girlfriend's friends started coming around. I hooked up with her. Wait, first, I lost my virginity in that house too. Yeah, that was a joke. That was about, I don't know, a minute and a half joke. Yeah, in that same third floor freaking bedroom. And my so-called buddy freaking came and ruined it because he was financing 2 cars, and his other car, and he was letting me use his other car because he couldn't afford both, so I was paying that one. And the second one he got for himself, it broke down, so he shows up, and you know, I should have fucking told him to go kiss my ass because I paid for the month. I should have been like, fuck you, I paid for the month, you ain't getting it. But he needed the car, so I said, you know what, fuck it, here. I ended up having to take her home, and after an hour and a half, a minute and a half. Oh. But then, yeah, I think that was the first time. I don't think I was living there. I don't remember. But, then, yeah, her name was Jill. Started, you know, just making out with her and laying around with her and watching movies and shit like that. And then the other girl that, you know, I was good friends with, seen that, and, you know, we were out in the pool together. So, what's up with that? You know, I seen you laying on the couch with Jill watching TV, and it's like, it's nothing. But then me and Jill hooked up, and we got into a relationship, and she's the one who took my innocence away, I guess you could say. Because, I mean, I only slept with one person for her, and I mean, I was a complete novice in the freaking bedroom. I didn't know shit, and I was still shy as hell. Oh. Well, she pretty much took control of the bedroom to start with anyway. That didn't last long, though. I remember she was supposed to hang out. She just never showed up. So me and my brother went over to his girlfriend's house, and there she is, just sitting there with her. So we go in, my brother chats for a couple minutes, and we left. I didn't say a word to her. She was fucking pissed. It's like, what the fuck? You were supposed to hang out, and you just don't fucking show up or call, and you just go with your girlfriends and, you know, diss me like that? No. And we ended up breaking up because she fucked me over on July 4th. Even back then, it was my freaking #1 holiday. Personally, I mean, ain't nothing more romantic than July 4th. I was extremely romantic back then, too. And she went to something down in Bloomsburg. And before we even officially broke up, I think, because I think I told her friend, like a dumbass, that I was going to break up with her. They went down there, and she ended up hooking up with somebody else. So that was it for that. that was a freaking joke of a relationship. I never seen her again after that either. Never again. I'll continue this probably tomorrow because I'm sure that battery is about to die and I'm not in the mood to be right in the middle of talking and have that freaking just cut out and then have to get up and get the other battery and then talk more and have to edit and freaking put them together, attach the videos together and all that shit. Ugh. Wish I could find a place like that now. But I hope this came out good. The lighting from this and that room. Hope it's not too dark, and I hope the sound is coming in better. I adjusted it a bit. I'm not talking too loud because apparently you can hear me right through the wall, and the landlord lives next door. And like I said, if you're watching these, you know, yeah, like, subscribe, leave a comment. It just gets annoying when everybody in every video says it. Yeah, sure, but I want some constructive feedback. So I mean, I haven't looked it up yet, but I don't know of anybody who's done this before, like just talked about their freaking life, and I still haven't even gotten to the good shit yet. They're actually, I could say good, but it's really actually all bad. The hell are you doing, Snuggles? Rolling around the carpet. I mean, it's just hard to put everything in order from my early days, because I mean, I can't remember it all, and then I'm talking, more shit's coming to me, and so like I said, I just want this to just be raw, unedited, just be talking. That's it. But I mean, if anybody has any constructive feedback on how to improve this, or anything at all, feel free to comment. Anything negative to say, here you go. Say it to my face, or say it to my fist or my finger. Oh, real quick. Yeah, I was watching some freaking videos last night. That's another thing I've never been one to do. It's like people hide behind so much on the computer. Video games, freaking videos, everything. They put on this fake ass facade. You know, it's like they just totally fake because they're hiding behind a computer screen. Nobody can get to them. So they're not being themselves completely. Like, you could act and be the popular one online because, and even if you're really just a loser, or, you know, not loser, it's not the right thing to say, but even if you got no friends and, you know, in real life, and you're not really a people person, or you're never a good sociable in person, social anxiety or anything like that. Oh, but on the internet you could let it loose, or you could, you know, act like somebody else, or I don't know. The video was going on and on about that shit, and it was just like, it's like everybody's just acting, they act every single way possible for the most part except being truthful and honest and themselves on the internet, because they're hiding behind a computer screen. Even when I first started gaming at freaking like 18, 19, I've never ever acted unlike myself. I've never acted like I wanted to, like I'm on the internet so I could act the way I want to in real life, but I can't act that way in real life, so I act that way online.